everybody, welcome to the channel for new battle report. This is the second game of ETC 2025 in Talavera, Spain. We were playing against Italy after a good first round, facing again Italy. So yeah, we knew they beat us the two last time heavily, so we wanted to do better than that this year. We had a feeling we had a better chance maybe. So we will see how that goes. I will, as usual, talk about the pairing at the end of the battle report and show you the estimation of the matchup and how did it go. I like to do this type of comparison at the end of the round. I was facing Alberto, who was playing Sylvan Elf for them this year, so you know already my list. This was his list. So we do have the Pathfinder character who are really strong. He has also the Ale Shot, which I find interesting. Not a lot of people playing that. Then we have also shooting wise Pathfinder, big unit, Archer, a big unit. So yeah, very strong range damage is what you can expect from Sylvan Elf. Then we have a Blade Dancer unit together with a Captain who have the Predator Pennant, so very scary on the charge. Then we have 3 units of mid-size Forest Guard who are really cheap. 2 units of Rangers with Flaming Standard. I can try to open up the game. We have a unit of Wild Huntsman also to finish the list. So yeah, interesting list. I would say quite usual this year. Strong magical setup, very good range damage, and then very MSU. We were playing Forage and Plunder. I have Enslave and Ransom. My opponent has settled the score. He elected to kill my unit of Disciples of Lugar. And very interesting, the combination of Bottleneck with Forage and Plunder. So Bottleneck, as a reminder, it's either the big center or the big flank. And basically, if you win the toss, you can potentially choose by picking like the wide or the big center. You can exclude some terrain of your deployment zone and make it a big advantage to you on Forage and Plunder. So very interesting here to win the first roll. Obviously his spell selection, I didn't write it down here, but you can see he'll spell here. Maybe change something from here to get hereditary, but basically that was it, and you will see during the battle report what did he cast. Matchup analysis. It's an MSU shooty Sylvan Elf list. I would say I was feeling quite confident about the matchup because I knew it. I played against Tutajek. You saw the battle on my channel, was a great battle. He beat me by playing really well, and it was very nice aggression from him. So I know what to expect. And also very interesting, we played it against Tutajek on, it was already on Forage and Plunder. So I have very good experience on this matchup. I knew what kind of mistake I did, I knew what I need to be aware of, and I think this experience will be very valuable before facing Alberto here. I would say, to the difference of the list, the Polish list, I would say the Italian list is a bit less combat oriented. He has like 1 or 2 units less fighty. For example, you don't have the sisters, that Briar Maiden, that can go very quickly in combat and surprise me a lot when I face him. He also doesn't have Kestrel, so I would say a bit less mobile unit that can very easily jump on you. But I know the type of aggression that he could do to try to draw the primary. Primary, generally speaking, rather to my advantage. Like I said, depend on the side. You will see with the map and the bottleneck combination, you can get a good advantage on that. Secondary, I can only make Enslave and Ransom if he tries to come at me in a similar way that the Polish player did. If he doesn't come, then it's going to be hard to realize it, obviously, because it's not up to me if I can catch him. He can basically decide the path of the game by engaging or not engaging. He's much more mobile than me, and it's often the case with Infernal Dwarves. You are more reactive and counter-attacking than really choosing the speed of the game and the way the game is going to engage. Sylvan Elf, yeah, I think almost impossible to kill the Lugars, to be honest. I was slightly surprised that he didn't pick the War Machine instead of the Lugars. I think would have been a better target here. He has more chance to take it out. I recall from the game again against Tutajek that he was able to take my War Machine out very easily in 1 round. I think the Lugar is much harder to do. So I was a bit surprised by that choice, but feeling okay that I can defend those Lugars. Path to victory, Infernal Dwarves, definitely range damage. Master Pyromancy, obviously here the keyword. Take control of the train, defend the primary. I need to get an advantage on that and play on that, and obviously use cover. That's another learnings I got from the matchup. Last time I didn't use many cover, and wow, I received so many damage from his shooting that I want to limit that if I can by using cover. For Sylvan Elf, range damage, obviously shooting here the keyword, find aggression pass to draw the primary is obviously also a key to win the match. Starting is nice in this matchup, obviously, because we both have good range damage, so it's obviously good, but here the map advantage is just bigger. So here I think first priority is definitely to choose the side, and I put in our matrix a 13 as expected result. Deployment wise, I was happy to win the most important role, I think, here of the game, which is to choose the side. So I chose the side, I was able to pick wide and give him the big center, and therefore the 3 train that we played for, 2 of them were very close to my deployment zone and 1 in the middle, so that was perfect for me. He placed his forest here near the impassable, but basically, yeah, I got a huge advantage on this map choice, so really happy to do that. Then Alberto thought a little bit about starting, not starting. I think it was a bit of psychology game. I don't really think there is much of an hesitation here whether or not he should start. Straight away, it's easy to imagine here that you want to start this kind of matchup, and even more if I got the roll for the map. So that was funny because I knew exactly what he was going to do. It would have been a huge surprise if he didn't choose to start. So those kind of psychology aspects are always very interesting and very, I think, a big part of the game that you play against top player. I would say that that could be one of the key difference between playing good player and very, very good experienced veteran player, ETC level, ETC winners. Those type of player, they use those kind of tricks, a little bit of psychology, of bringing different kind of information to sometimes make you think that they are going to do stupid things, to make them underestimate that. Then you can estimate them and be maybe a bit sloppy, a bit lazy in your play, and then they can trick you. So those kind of stuff definitely belong to those kind of game and are very interesting, because at ETC level you can expect at least half of your game being that kind of game when you try to compete for the top places. So very interesting here. You see the deployment. He deploys his Pathfinder close to the middle of the board, with the idea to be able to vanguard, move quickly, but I'm blocking that obviously with my levies. So we deploy everything. We have the Pathfinder, we have here Light Cav, here we have the Wild Huntsman, Rangers, Blade Dancers, the bigger block of Guard, Archer, Rangers, Guard, the 2 smaller block here. My counter deployment, so I went obviously as far as possible for minus range damage. My Disciple of Lugar, who are going to be here just to close the flank, but no big ambition here. I don't want to get into any range of his range damage because that's his secondary objective. Next to them, I place my Archer unit, who are also quite vulnerable. They have only 20 bodies, so I know they can get killed in 2 phases from range damage. So I place them in the ring. I want to get into nice spot to basically shoot those guys if they want to come to the flank, and then between the flaming attack, the ruin and so on, I think there is no way he can engage here. And if he try to retreat and move back here, I can just push the archer slowly and get into nice shooting position towards his infantry. Then I place in my middle the 3 unit of Immortals, who are going to be, their main task is going to be defend the field. There is no way that he can get into the field. I want to win this primary, so the right flank I see no way for him to come into, and he's definitely going to try to battle for the field and come into the field. And then left flank, to close my flank, I place the 2 unit of levies, so 80 wounds, resilience 3, 5 up armor save, and basically thinking, yeah, he's going to target that, but I can easily close the flank. He doesn't want to engage against so many bodies, and then if I lose them, that's part of the game, so I can accept that. And also I want to put my Immortal into the field to get soft cover, so that's also a thought process. This 3rd unit of Immortal could, if I need to, also use the Rin, so I have some ideas here, but you see the type of game I want to do. Eastern 1, move a bit around, got Ice and Fire on levies, kill some levies, so his first target will be the levies here down here. That's going to be his first target, and you will see very interestingly, since my mage is going to be limited to be into this 3 unit, I quickly identify that here he has a safe spot behind the hill where he can play with the Pathfinder, with the Blade Dancer, so he's going to use that to his advantage to protect his most valuable target. So I think that's a good choice for him. Let's move on to my turn 1. I take the map, I move forward, I want to quickly establish a no-go zone near the field. The right flank, I just close it. Then I get Cage dispelled by him. I failed the Pyro Flow on 3 dice, which was already an interesting opportunity, but then I got a Fireball. I failed the Pyro Flow, yeah, and I got Fireball and I killed 2 Archer. So that's I would say, slow start, but we will see. It will get interesting because I know that Pyromancy is going to hurt him big time. His turn 2, again, move around, get into nice position here to shoot. Yeah, I think most of the character are here, all the Pathfinder are going to target that. You see, first turn, he killed between Ice and Fire and Shooting, he killed 13 of the Vassal Levies because I'm 9 wide. So good result, and the Wild Huntsmen are starting to move back here to try to threaten my flank basically, and maybe get into some combat opportunities. Those guys here are just threatening my flank. In case I would push too much, he would punish me with a flank charge. And here start to get into position slowly but surely. You see Blade Dancer, Ranger getting close to the hill. Ranger here trying to get in towards the field at some point. So interesting. Magic Face get Ice and Fire. I think he killed like 10 Vassals. I don't know if I wrote that correctly, but kill a lot of Vassal Levies. Maybe he made 10 hits and killed like 7. Then he got 4 dice against 5. He got a Truce of Time on the Blade Dancer. Then shooting, he put the hail shot as well, every shooting into the 27 levies, and I had just 3 remaining and I failed non-rollable, so I was shaken, so I had no way to really escape from that situation. So those levies are lost, but impressive, 2 turns of range damage, and that's already 40 Vassal levies, almost 37 dead, so very impressive. We move to my turn. I go into the field with the 2 units of Immortal by really closing the field. Here I get into range of the Rangers with the double rocket battery. It's going to be interesting, and here I put in position the 2nd unit of Vassal Levies to basically close the flank and give him no opportunities to push. Move those guys slightly to also get into range. Not for this turn, but for the next turn, and the Lugars stay where they are. In a Magic Phase, I get Cage into the Wild Huntsman because they are a bit threatening and they are easy point to take for me. So I kill 3 with the Cage and then I get Fireball and I finish them. So that's some points taken, happy about that. He dispel obviously the Pyro Flow, and the Rangers, I target them with the 2 rocket battery and I manage to kill 4. And the rest of my shooting is out of range, obviously. His turn 3, he gets into a bit more pressure. So he plays Rangers and Blade Dancer into position where he can start to target some potential charges. I didn't really understand why, but this turn he chose to hide the Pathfinder, so they have no target. They see nothing. They are just behind the hill. I was a bit surprised that he didn't pick a position like, for example, like here to get some shooting here. I think that was definitely possible. So I didn't get really why he just hide them. He was afraid maybe that I target them because he moved out with the character, so he has no magical resistance, so basically a single fireball can kill 6 of them. But yeah, it's a bit sad to not have any shooting basically, so I was a bit surprised of that. And for me, basically the first priority of the range damage will be obviously to target those 2 scoring units that are threatening the primary objective. So definitely that will be my prime consideration. Anyway, he got Thunder and Lightning but got Amnesia, killed some Immortals. Then he got the Truce of Time on the Dancer. I let that go and I dispel Ice and Fire. Shooting, he killed this time 4 Immortal. He also finishes the Levies, so he got those guys and got, I think, 4 Immortal into the unit here in the field. So that's a nice start for a turn where he has no Pathfinder. He was still able to do some good wounds. No Pathfinder from the unit, but the Pathfinder character, obviously, he got them. Yeah, my turn 3, I plunder the 2 train, obviously. And I move slightly forward because I have some good NAFTA shots. So I have basically NAFTA here into them, those guys also as well. I have here rocket batteries. I have multiple options. I think, yeah, the target here for rocket battery was going to be the unit on the hill because they were exactly 10 away from the field. And by shooting at them, then they can maximum do 8 on the march. So that was perfect for me to avoid any opportunity for him. I just placed those guys in a way that he cannot chaff me. So meaning if he wants to charge here, welcome. Then I'm secure 100% that I have a counter charge. And even the Blade Dancer are very good. I don't think they can hold to that counter charge. So I'm pretty confident about that he cannot really come. And really my focus will be the Rangers. The 2 units of Rangers, I need to trim them down to kill some bodies, to not allow him to get any opportunities to go for the primary, basically. That's going to be key for the win of the game. I got a cage on the Rangers on the hill, did 2 wounds. Then I got Fireball, kill 5, he dispelled Pyroflow. Naphtha Thrower, I kill another 3. And with the Rocket, I kill like 3 or 4 on the other unit. So basically there is like 1 guy remaining here under the cage, so he won't do anything. And there is like 4 guys remaining in the other unit, so good work. In his turn 4, he just threw me the unit of Rangers in the middle of the board. You could be asking yourself, why is he giving that unit for free? Basically what he attempts to do is just a trap. It's basically the trap would be for me, because I have Enslave and Ransom, to think, oh, I can charge him and get a point. But what he would do is just flee and then end up somewhere here, and then I could be threatened. Flank, front, that could be very dangerous. Out of the cover, a lot can happen then. Then that could really open up the game, and I don't want that at all. I want to stay in control. I have an advantage on the primary. I'm doing good result with range damage, so does he. But still, primary is a lot of points, so let's not be fooled by this kind of tactic. He move again out with the Pathfinder to shoot me, and that's about it. In the magic phase, I dispel Ice and Fire, he got Cosmic Scale, Truth of Time. He killed this time 7 Immortal in the field, so even with soft cover, I lose half a unit of Immortal. So that's really impressive, again, the range damage of Sylvan Elf. My turn 4, I reposition. You see there is only 3 guys left here this turn, so I suffered a lot of wounds from 2 turns of range damage, basically that almost the unit gone. But I got here 2 Naphtha shots, I got Rocket, so here the idea is just to finish the Ranger, get more point, and get in control. Here I don't need to move, I got shots, 24 I think, and that's about it. In the magic phase, or no, I move forward because I got no shot. Magic phase got a cage, kill some Rangers, Fireball, finish, and then the Naphtha and the rest of the shooting, I just finish the Rangers and take those points. So that was nice for me. He's turn 5. Again, that's also what good players do. He doesn't think it's lost already, he tries to prepare for some last turn opportunities. So he plays the Blade Dancer in a position where he could potentially engage me in last turn. He plays also those guys, maybe they can do something, those guys as well. They are less valuable target, and also this put me a bit pressure with units. You can notify that all these units have 15 or more bodies, meaning I'm very unlikely to take all of them that quickly. They are less valuable targets than, for example, Archer and Pathfinder. So basically by putting pressure with this first line, he forces me to focus on those guys and then leave alone his valuable targets that are worth a lot of points and bringing a lot of range damage. Because basically what he doesn't want is me getting a Pyromancy into his shooters. So that's quite interesting, and if I don't do anything, I'm at risk that he can try to engage me and maybe get the primary. So I need to be aware of that, but at this point it's turn 5. So he cannot be inside at the beginning of his turn 6, so that I know at this point that the primary is already going to be mine. Meaning the only thing he can potentially get would be a charge to get some point, but that's rather unlikely. I need to be aware of the Blade Dancer mainly, but the rest, yeah, like I said, it's more like try distraction, try to pressure me to get magic and shooting into those targets instead of the shooters. In the magic phase, you got Cosmic Scale, you got Truth of Time, I don't care about that, but then Ice and Fire, 3 dice against 5, you get that through my dice. That's very annoying because this allows him to kill all the Immortal into this unit, meaning he can focus his shooting on the War Machine and on the second unit of Immortal, and he's going to kill the War Machine and then do 7 wounds on the other unit of Immortal. And I think I would have saved these 7 wounds on Immortal if I dispel the Ice and Fire, because then he would have need most likely to put all the shooting to take out the War Machine and the Immortals. So yeah, that makes a lot of points going away, and I'm at risk of losing the second unit of Immortal in the last turn, so that's definitely not what I wanted. My turn. Yeah, I just played safe, move a bit back, get into shooting position with everything. I jump the mage, the BSB safe in the last unit. Those guys turn around, move away out of charge range, so he has no charge basically with this unit. We are too far, he has no charge at all. Just going to do range damage and try to get those guys with the bow shot, all the War Machines and the magic. And I'm going to do a cage, which is going to fail. Then I get Fireball, I kill 4. I think Dispel the Pyroflow, Rocket Battery, I kill like another 5. And I didn't hit with the Naphtha Thrower on 4+. And some bow shot, maybe do a bit more. So yeah, I did a good amount of damage. He has like 3 left in this unit. His last turn, now he moves away, try to save what's left, but I'm going to try to finish them 6 turn. On his turn, impressive, is going to finish all the immortals, so he get those points. 8 immortal dead again in the field, so the cover didn't help that much. I was losing immortal, a ton of them each turn, even with the soft cover. So that was pretty impressive. And my last turn, I'm just going to kill those guys, and that's going to be the end of the game. So I got the unit of Wild Huntsmen, I got 2 units of Rangers, I got 1 unit of Guard, and he got the big unit of Levies, 2 units of Immortals, and the Naftator Gunnery team, which makes it 1 point for him, so 11. But this moves to 12 in my favor due to the primary, obviously, Forage and Plunder. None of us made the secondary. Yeah, I think overall makes sense. I lost 1 point too much between what happened in the turn 5. Basically, I think what was supposed to happen is me losing only half the unit of the second Immortal, which makes it 10-10, 13-7, which was my rating of the matchup. That's no big drama. I think I cannot complain. I was lucky enough to win the first roll, so I cannot complain about that last point. Anyway, yeah, just some macro consideration on the matchup, because I think it's not worth it to come over all the damage that happened and the micro. I think most interestingly is always to discuss about the macro. Very happy to win that first roll. I think that was key in the matchup to help me win the primary with more certainty. If it's the opposite, it's much harder for me. I need to push much more, and it's a different type of game. Sylvan Elves, they got the turn 1 in return, obviously. Mid-game, yeah, he attempted to place potential aggression, but that was quickly stopped by my range damage and also the use of the rule of -1 movement, stuff like that. So I was always very aware and very careful about his potential aggression, his potential charges, to make sure that he cannot activate the game in a way that allows him to try to tie the primary. His range damage did a ton of work, despite my use of cover. So did mine. I mean, all those points, Huntsman, Rangers, Guard, that's all my range damage. So I also did a lot. He did a lot as well. I think we both army have a lot of range damage. Different type of range damage, but yeah, we were able to show that in the game. What happened in the round, despite what we felt was a good pairing for us, you see we ended up with a 92 in our point of view. As always, that's only our matrix rating. But we got basically what we felt were 3 drawish matchup, 1 negative and 4 positive. So we were quite happy about the pairing. Didn't go according to plan. For example, we didn't really realize that the matchup of Xavier against Federico was more explosive, more like an unstable, volatile 10. And Federico played that well and got some nice opportunities and took advantage from that and was able to get a good win. And also, yeah, the match from Andy against Simone was quite open, as I heard, and was decided in the favor of the Orc and Gob and the way Orcs can play well, the amount of resources they have. And this kind of open game where it's about trading resources and multiple waves, they are very good in that type of game. And it just went from bad to worse for Andy, ended up with a big loss. And that made a big difference, obviously, in the round. We got Philip making an amazing result this round. Solid performance. We thought the matchup was negative, and he ended up with a 12. So amazing performance from Philip here. And basically, well, we got a big loss again. Not a cap this time, so slightly better. Maybe next year we get some more points, closer to a draw or a small win. We can hope for that. But yeah, we felt... Obviously, got 2 big losses. I think Italy, again, they were able to limit what we can do on positive matchup. For example, me or also Dimitri, they didn't suffer any big losses. As you can see, we got 2 12, a 13, and that's it. The rest, 2 10s and 3 losses. So they were able to also limit our potential on good matchup and be okay with that and make the good win where they can do it. So yeah, very solid performance from them, and congrats to them for an impressive round and also a very impressive ETC. They got some very strong opponents, all ETC long, and yeah, they managed a very good ETC, ended up 3rd, so congrats to Italy for their amazing result. I think a big display also of their level during this ETC that wasn't far from, it wasn't far from the worst you can get in terms of strength of opponent, and they still managed to end up 3rd and make also the final against Poland, so very impressive ETC from Team Italy again, and thanks to them for the very nice round. Guys, that's all for this battle report. I hope you liked it, and we'll talk soon for game number 3. Goodbye.